Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I am your host, God of Heroics, and today we are finding out what quirk I would have in My Hero Academia, aside from just the basic powers that I have as the God of Heroics. I figured it would only be fair if we took a deep dive into what it takes to be a hero in My Hero and see what quirk I would be granted if I were to be dropped into this world. So go ahead and hit all the YouTuber buttons like to be able to subscribe to the page, hit the notification bell, and take the quiz for yourself. I will leave it in the description below. With that being said, let's get started. Oh, there's only 10 questions on this thing? Jeez, okay. It says, which of the following is the most beautiful? A winter bonfire, a pre-dawn lake in the mountains, art that is intrinsic and delicate, such as glasswork or china, an electron microscope, which lets you see the hidden beauty of things. I'm kind of a sucker for the winter weather, so I'm gonna go ahead and say a winter bonfire. Question 2, which of these words most appeals to you? Grace, controversy, utility, tranquility. Oh, tranquility is such a blue word. If anybody was going to name something after you, you'd want it to be, I don't know what these questions have to do with My Hero Academia. A scientific law, theater, a flower, a comet. That's a good question. I would like to have a theater named after me. As the God of Heroics, I think that it would be awesome to have a theater that only plays movies with strong, well, not necessarily strong, but with interesting, relatable, different styles of heroes, you know? Someone gives you $1 million. You're free to use it any way you would like, but you must use it all by midnight. You share the wealth. You buy one expensive thing you've always wanted and donate the rest. You have no idea. There are so many things you could do. How can you choose? $1 million of high-tech gear, of high-tech equipment and gear. You've totally got this. Fine dining, shopping, season tickets to everything. There are so many things and experiences you want to share with family and close friends. Not spending all of it on this, by the way. Like, I would probably do something like that, you know, get stuff like that for friends and family for a nice experience. But I wouldn't donate it either. To be honest, I would probably invest a lot of it. Like, you know, buy a house, and then invest in markets that will probably never die, like the tobacco market, energy companies, stuff like that. You know, like tech companies that aren't going anywhere. Yeah, I would definitely invest it, but that's not really an answer anywhere. If I have to go off of any of these, I guess I'd be buying tech and gear. Which of the following do you find the most annoying? Ugly architecture, pointless comments, the people you're related to, and arrogance. Uh, see, here's the thing. Arrogance, it's uh, like, I don't like it. Arrogance is probably the next worst thing next to just blatant stupidity. And I don't mean blatant stupidity like you just don't know things or there's some common stuff that you should know that you don't. I mean, like, just being stupid intentionally. Like, people who will be standing at a, like, in a store, standing right in front of an item that they're looking for, and they're like, hey, they go find an employee, they're like, hey, do you have this in a medium? But then, like, the item in a medium is on the rack that they're staring at, and they just want the person to come find it for them. Stuff like that. Like, that's just blatant stupidity. Pointless comments don't really bother me. Ugly architecture, I pretty much just ignore because I don't really aesthetically like many things in architecture, and people I'm related to, I don't think it's that bad. So let's go ahead and say arrogance. Are they asking my genuine opinion? Potentially unethical. Uh, the diamond itself isn't unethical, but like the way that diamonds are portrayed in society is easily unethical. With the way that they make it seem like, oh, they're so valuable and you have to have them and they're so expensive and blah blah blah, when in reality, like, they just make diamonds on a regular basis, like, and they're pretty much everywhere, to the point where the diamond market being as expensive as it is pretty much unnecessary. So it's just a rock. Your least favorite type of person is a tasteless jerk, a waste of space, a user, a name dropping poser. I don't care too much for this. Say what you want. Like, comments are going to be stupid. They're going to say whatever they want to say. It is what it is. Um, Users, I hate people that only use people. To be honest, these three, in my opinion, are kind of like the same thing. Um, in a way, like someone who uses somebody is, in my opinion, a waste of space and a tasteless jerk. Like if you just have people so that you can use them for whatever you want and you feel selfish in that way, like you're entitled to have them, yeah, get out of here, man. And I'm sorry for the squeaking. My chair is not the best anymore. I'm gonna need to get a new one. Which of these verbs, or I might have to tighten something. I'll take a look. Which of these verbs most appeals to you? Search, share, dazzle, create. Definitely create. Your everyday superpower is being able to see the truth of people. Wow, I'm gonna collect that one already off rip and say that's the truth. And the final question, one of your favorite shows to watch is My Hero Academia, obviously. A less mainstream anime with a hero you can actually relate to, something made in the 80s or early 90s. But I like it's kind of both ways. I like mainstream and non-mainstream anime. Like my favorite anime is Katekyo Hitman Reborn, which is extremely not mainstream, even though it's getting remade soon. But I also like mainstream things like Dragon Ball, One Piece. I'm watching Gachi Akira. I'm like 8 episodes in. I plan to watch To Be Hero X, but then I also like Call of the Night, which is a lesser known anime, I guess you could say. So it's really hit or miss, but I do love My Hero. I loved My Hero since the teaser trailer. All right, let's see what my quirk is. Get something good. Please log into Brainfall to continue. Oh my god. Okay, 1 second. All right, for whatever reason, that other quiz did not work out. I did all my answers, but it wasn't letting me log in or create an account or anything. So we're gonna go ahead and do another one over on Quote V. So if you would like, go ahead and if it's working for you, put in the answers on Brainfall that I put and see what answer you would get for what quirk I would have on their quiz. But we're going to go ahead and just do this other quiz. I want to do this one mostly because there's a lot of them on Quiz V, on Quote V, but this one was published 4 weeks ago and then it was updated 2 weeks ago. And that's what, around the time My Hero actually ended. So this is probably as updated as we can get, next to the one that just came out yesterday. But it said that one was a bunch of non-canon quizzes. So we might do that one later just to see, because it says unique quirks. So it's like ones that don't actually exist in the show, but they're just going ahead and putting them in. Pick a word. Pass, predict, adapt, persist, resist, observe, remain, decept, collect, morph, consume. There are so many words on here. Perforate, support, take, help, skill, shine, mold, deny. Jesus. Okay, the only ones that really stuck out to me are adapt and persist. I would love to be like have a quirk where I can adapt to anything. Persistence is a huge thing in the world of being a hero, but I feel like adapt is more of a better ability and it speaks to your battle IQ, while persist is kind of like a passive in a way. Pick an animal. Axolotl. Bam. It says pick your favorite why, I don't know, why is there just like a family of animals here? Like, what? This has nothing to do with whatever. Pick your favorite video game genre. Geez. Co-op game is okay for me. Party, beat 'em up, RPGs, hack and slash, indie game genre is okay with me. I wouldn't say any genre is okay with me because there are some that I really don't like. I'm gonna go ahead and say action RPGs, because that's usually what I play the most. Which of these pre-existing quirks would you like to have? Erasure, Fierce Wings. Fierce Wings is so cool the way Hawks uses it. It really seems almost invincible, but yeah, the real weakness to this, like he said, is just fire. Copy, yeah, Monoma has one of the coolest quirks in My Hero completely. Chart, I don't even remember this girl. What the heck was her, what did that quirk do? Gang Organist. Gang Orca is so cool. One of the coolest looking characters. I would say Copy. Part of my lore as the god of heroics is to utilize powers from characters that I have blessed. So It's like having my own collection of quirks, but in a good way. Black. Being black is a power now, guys. You see that? Being black is a quirk. I guess I was born with a quirk, guys. And we're just gonna pick monogamous quirk. Pick a phrase. Wow. Probably spelled that word correctly. It says you can survive anything, you just need to adapt. Plan everything and nothing will surprise you. That is true. Try it hard and you will overcome everything. Do your best. Work with what you have. Always try hard and you'll be invincible. Know your strength and use it well. Close your eyes, clear your mind, and you'll see everything. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Know every true and you'll know every true and you'll be powerful. Okay. Know every lie and you'll be unstoppable. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Let's go ahead and plan everything and nothing will surprise you. Which of the following common powers? Which is your favorite common powder? Common powder? Baby powder? Out of these, reality manipulation is OP. Photokinesis is pretty cool. It's not really laser eyes, but sure, let's call it laser eyes. Super regeneration, aerokinesis, hardening, multi-base powers, pretty cool, especially with Super Scroll, the way he uses them. Plant manipulation, super strength, superpower, copying other superpowers. Hemokinesis, size manipulation, super elasticity. It's cool the way he uses it, but sometimes Mr. Fantastic be looking absolutely disgusting. Like when he stretches his eyes out of his head and uses them as like binoculars, disgusting as hell. Flying, where's teleportation? I'm pretty sure I said in a previous video that teleportation is like my favorite power. And it's not up here. Super propulsion ability. Wouldn't that just be flying? I don't know who this character is, so I don't know. Maybe it's different. Cryokinesis, I love ice powers in pretty much all media, to be honest. So if anything, I guess I would go with that. Universal immunity, that'd be pretty interesting, but I feel like that should be more passive. Like if I have cryokinesis and I'm like Iceman from X-Men, I'm already pretty much immune to like every disease. Like he caught the zombie virus and he was immune to it because his body just froze, like it just froze the infection. That's pretty cool. So I don't know. I really do like the super copy power because being able to use multiple powers is really cool in my opinion. A villain is born, made, someone who made the wrong choices, someone who made a choice, someone with a bad nature that were raised in the path of evil, someone with a good nature that was raised in the path of evil. It might be someone who born that way or someone who were raised in that way. No one can really know. To be honest, villains are it's kind of a case-by-case basis because like I don't think villains are born as villains. Excuse me, it's super early and I'm recording this. But yeah, I don't think villains are born just evil. I mean, there's very, very few cases where like a villain is born and they're just already evil. But it's always a nature versus nurture thing, especially when they're like not godlike beings. Like Darkseid, I believe as a character was born evil. I have to relook into his lore, but that's like, and he wasn't even born evil though. He was just born one of the old gods. So I mean, yeah, he was just born as a god. To be honest, it could be either of these. Because it's very up in the air, it really depends on their backstory. So a hero is born, made, someone who made the right choices, someone who made a choice. It might be someone who was born that way, blah, blah, blah. But this is also like another case-by-case basis because there are heroes that are molded to be heroes. There are people who are born and it's like their destiny to be a hero, and they can't, like, you can't really avoid your destiny or your fate in certain series. Someone who made the right choices, that's often the case. And then someone who made a choice, like you just made a decision and they followed that path and you happen to be a hero. And then there's this one, which is again like the villain answer, where it's more of a case-by-case basis, which is fairly true. What's your favorite anime out of the? Oh my god, I hate Fairy Tail so much. I dislike the hell out of this anime. We'll talk about that in its own video, pretty much. Maybe I'll talk about it in a stream on Irium or something. Who knows? Fire Force is cool. Bleach is whatever to me. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is pretty much like one of the few anime that's considered by pretty much everyone to be a perfect anime. It's not my favorite, but it's 100% a perfect anime. Danganronpa is okay. Then we get Sailor Moon, Hunter x Hunter. My girlfriend swears by Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter and like Attack on Titan are probably her two favorite anime of all time. Mob Psycho is pretty cool. One Punch Man's okay. I mean, it's gone downhill, but it is okay. Parasite is another one of those anime that I would consider like a perfect anime, more or less. My Hero, I freaking love. Spy Family. Why is none of these followed by more anime? Spy Family is great. Yokai Watch, I've never seen it. Cowboy Bebop is wonderful. Another perfect anime. Demon Slayer, absolutely love it. Still watching it. Doctor Stone, I fell off. Because I think Fire Force came out around the same time as Doctor Stone, and Fire Force is just objectively better. Naruto's great. It has its plot holes, but it's great. And I cannot get through JoJo's. I really can't. I've tried watching it. There were like 3 time skips within the first 11 episodes, and it's just so jarring to me. So out of all of these, My Hero really is my favorite. Would you rather choose between? Whoa, Jesus Christ! Can you edit this again just to fix the language here? Jesus. Would you rather choose between have one of your parents' quirks, a fusion of both parents' quirks, or get a random quirk? I mean, here's the thing, that would also depend on what my parents' quirks are. So, it could just be trash, to be honest, but it could also be, I don't know, depends on what my parents' quirks are. Like, it really just depends. I couldn't tell you what my parents' quirks would be, and I'm not gonna have them take a My Hero quiz so I could find out and give you an answer. So it doesn't matter. I don't care. That's really the same answer, to be honest, but I would want an original quirk. Which quirk type would you like to have? Emitter, create substance or alter your surroundings. Transformation, temporarily alter one's own body. Mutation, I don't like mutation quirks. They are so trash. Nobody with a mutation quirk looks good. Accumulation, store, storage outside substances in order to use their abilities. So that would be like Sun Eater. I would like to have an emitter type quirk, to be honest. Which role do you still have? What? Oh, which role do you think you'll have in the My Hero universe? See, the writing, the wording of some of these questions is so bad, I'm starting to just assume that they're bad, even when there's nothing wrong with them. I would like to be a pro hero, though. In My Hero, if I have a really good quirk, I'm shooting for being a pro hero. Pick an object you might bring to a hero villain mission: a sniper rifle, a grenade, a multi-tool. Multi-tool is probably the best one in being a hero. A smoke grenade, hidden blade. You see, okay, I like the hidden blade, but here's the thing. A spy, microphone, a teammate. Didn't it say bring an item? An object? Who's my teammate? A woman? Okay, no. I'm kidding. That was a joke. Bulletproof vest. It really depends on my quirk. So I'm gonna go with this answer versus whatever fits the mission best, because I'm just planning ahead for this. Pick a fictional creature to have as a friend and protector. A symbiote. That is a strong answer. Let's see what else is on this list. A Metroid, not better than a symbiote. A Yoshi, not better than a symbiote. A Nomu, not better than a symbiote. A demon, it depends on what kind of demon, so it could also not be better than a symbiote. A Boo, still not better. A dragon, still not better. Luma, no. A parasite, objectively worse than having a symbiote, to be honest. A guardian from Legend of Zelda, that's a good one, but not better than a symbiote in my opinion. Gizmo, hell no, that thing is ugly. A Squirtle, maybe. Helaventus, okay. From Nexamon Extinction. This reminds me, am going to be doing 2 Pokemon Smasher passes. One is Pokemon waifus, and the other one is actually Pokemon. I'm not interested in Pokemon sexually, but to make it interesting, the waifu ones is going to be as easy as it can be. The Pokemon one, I'm doing region by region, and I am obligated to say yes to 20% of the mons in each region. For the ones with larger, like if I'm doing the original 151, I can say yes to like 30, and if we're doing something that doesn't really add that many mons to its roster, then we'll just lower it to like a 20% or to like a 10 or 15 or something. Rabbits are very OP, but they are not cooperative at all. A curse, can't trust a curse to be on my side. Piranha plant, no. Torrent would be a pretty cool companion, but I mean, at the end of the day, I'd rather just have a symbiote. Zatu, they put the whole ass Pokemon card on here, so I'm just gonna assume that instead of the Pokemon, it's actually just a Pokemon card. So no, I'm good. And yeah, no. Anyway, I'm gonna go straight back to the top and just pick the symbiote because that is objectively the best answer. All right, and it says mutant limbs. That sounds so disgusting, but let's take a read. Quirk type transformation. Description: you can shape your limbs into any form you want. Either make it. Oh, there's supposed to be. That's supposed to be a new sentence. You can shape your limbs into any form you want. Either make it longer, stronger, thinner, sharper, or bigger, as well as shape it into any form you want, such as a face, claw, tentacle. You can even fully regrow your limb if you lose them after a few days of resting. Awakening. After mastering your quirk, you learn how to absorb, inject, or shoot any chemical substance you enter in contact with. Drawback: you can only use your quirk for up to 3 hours without rest, but with training you can extend the time up to 10 hours. You also need to stay hydrated to properly use your quirk. The inspiration is Parasite. So here's my thing. That's a cool power to have if I didn't have Venom as my partner, because Venom literally can do this. What's the point of having the Venom symbiote as my partner if I can do literally everything that Venom can do? I guess the only real plus to this is that Venom is technically a separate entity. So while I have the symbiote attached to me, I can be using my own powers at will while Venom uses his abilities in tandem. So then it's like 2 minds basically doing 2 different crazy things. And then also Venom can tether to items and pull me out the way, or he can pull things into me, or he can consume things. So it says I need to stay hydrated to continue to use my quirk properly. So Venom could easily just attach his tendrils to stuff and suck the moisture out of it, or be pulling the moisture straight out the air to keep my body hydrated while I fight. That would be a pretty cool way to keep my power going, or to even rejuvenate me. If we're in a hype battle, the battle's coming to a close little standstill where we're just talking, he could put his tendrils in the ground, absorb water out the ground or through a tree or something, and it would basically rejuvenate me. That would be pretty cool. Then we also have the added effect of symbiotes and their regeneration. So it says that after a few days of resting, I can grow my limbs back. Venom could just expedite that, and I'm sure that would take energy and my hydration and stuff, but that would be pretty cool. And then symbiotes on top of that are part of a hive mind, so I get all of the knowledge from all the symbiotes, and then on top of that I get all the other crazier abilities that the symbiotes have. So yeah, honestly, thinking about it, mutant limbs with a symbiote would actually be pretty busted, to be honest. But let me know what you guys get in your quiz. I'm going to go ahead and drop this one in the description below. I'm not going to drop the Brainfall one because it didn't even work. So let's just go ahead and use this one. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. Go ahead and hit all the YouTuber buttons, like the video, subscribe to the page, and hit the notification bell. And I'm going to take a nap. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.